Testing 1 2 1 2. Testing 1 2 1 2. Alright, we're good. We just do this. Hey, let's continue. Let us continue. Let's continue. I'm just kidding. Let's continue. Ace Attorney to resolve. Let's go. Let's go. Jump straight into this. This is the last Ace Attorney game I have not seen or played, so I'm excited for this. Hopefully, it's better than Great Ace Attorney 1 because I didn't really like that as much. Oh hi.
Standing here in the bright sunshine, looking out over the vast ocean. Those days in London seem like a dream. But I do miss my time in England's vast capital.
That's a gravestone.
You know, he's flourished into a truly wonderful lawyer. I've
Damn.
no doubt that at this very moment, he's fighting some noble cause in court.
I don't think she made it in time. No.
Forgive me for taking so long to come to visit you. My life has been such a whirlwind since I returned. And no one could have predicted what has happened. Just 2 months after arriving home.
I was faced with another awful crime. You chose a poor time to host. Alright. No, I don't want to skip this. No, not you.
So I came here today to ask something of you. Tomorrow, I shall be standing in court. For the only time in my life. As a lawyer.
A lawyer? Oh no, she's dead.
So please, I ask for your guidance. Kazuma-sama.
Okay. Episode 1. I like this. Adventure of the Blossoming Attorney. All the way back here. Tutorial case. Here we go. So are we Kazuma then? Or Susato, I mean. Here I am after 9 months. The Supreme Court of I'm having a stroke already on the first line. The Supreme Court of Judicature of Japan. I feel so nervous. I must steel my nerves and find a way to compose myself. Oh, you're alive. Okay, good. Thank goodness. I was gonna say. Whew. Ah, good. You're here. It doesn't do for a lawyer to be late. Oh yes. Good morning, sir. Oh, I do recognize you. You're a fine cut figure, counsel. But you look as white as a sheet, and those wide eyes aren't doing you any favors either. Oh dear. The truth is, I'm so incredibly nervous. I feel utterly nauseated. I almost wish they'd never been born. Oh, geez, that his eyes. Goodness, not the sort of thing a father hopes to hear from his daughter, I must say. Eugen Mikitoba, president resident at Imperial Yumei University. Man who, early in his life, traveled to Great Britain to study the latest advances in forensic medical science. And of course, my brilliant father. Excuse me. Oh, huh? Oh. Hi. I be correct in thinking that you have to be my lawyer in court today? Oh, yes, that's right, Miss. I want to thank you for agreeing to represent me. I swear on my life. That's a complete fabrication, the whole thing! Who are you? Ray Membami. Is that... Born the same year as I and my greatest friend. Aww. The unusual for a woman in our time. She works at the university research laboratory helping my father. And sadly, she's the defendant in today's trial. Accused of committing a truly awful murder. Are you feeling alright? Since we started talking, you seem, well, to have become a little flushed. It's just that you look so gallant and dashing. Sorry? And when I fall under your intense gaze, it makes me feel rather bashful. Goodness, I don't think she knows. She hasn't realized who I am. Would seem a little plan for this trial is going to work. Oh, what do you mean, Professor Mikitoa? If even your best friend can't see you through the disguise, I think we can relax. What? Disguise? Yes. I've never tried dressing this way before, of course, so I wasn't sure how convincing it would be. Oh no. But this does make me feel a little relieved, as you say, Father. Father! Ah! Is that you, Susato? So sorry I didn't say anything sooner, Ray. It's just that... No! What are you doing? What's going on? Whoa. The varsity uniform, varsity cap, the varsity behavior, the varsity badge. Oh. I'm wearing varsity. Look at you! You look at... For all the world, just like a student at the Imperial University. A male student. Oh, boy. I'm so glad you think so. It means all my preparations have been worthwhile. I woke up at 4 this morning to make a start. But I don't understand. Why are you dressed like that? Well, you see... If it was the only way she would be committed to the Supreme Court to take on your defense in this trial. Yes! Woman discrimination laws back in the past. You can't get over those. My defense! Never before in my life had I feel so frustrated at being born into this body. Of course, in Japan, I barred a woman. We're not even allowed to set foot inside the courtroom. Jeez. Despite the fact that the laws of the land apply to all people, male and female alike, I guess London seems to have no problem with that. Oh boy, hold on. Sorry, minor interruption. Shouldn't happen again. As long as I keep my voice down. But what I'm forbidden! Just for today, I'll be leaving my true self at the courtroom door. So I can act as your lawyer. Oh, Susato! You got such legs for me? Of course. You're my greatest friend. I just worry that you shan't be the lawyer you deserve. Oh no! I have complete faith in you! Ray? It's just so strange, though. I mean, we're such an accomplished judicial assistant already. And just because you're a woman. What a wretched reason. I mean, why shouldn't you be allowed in the court? You're so gallant and dashing. Ray. Please don't look at me like that. With those flushed cheeks and dotting eyes. Oh, I'm so sorry. It's just... You really do look so dashing. Yes, you mentioned it once or twice.
Whoa! You should be pleased. Means you look convincing as a man.
I am pleased, I think. It certainly helped to bolster my confidence today. Ray. Man, didn't put on a brave face in all this. I can see through it. Notice how your shoulders are slumped. Now you're trembling ever so slightly. Susanoo! You! Do believe me, don't you? I didn't do it! I could have! Murder! Of course. You have nothing to worry about. Your conscience is perfectly clean. Isn't that right? Yes! Yes it is! Perfectly clean! I've absolutely no doubt in my mind about your innocence. Which is why I'll stand by you until the bitter end of this trial. Whatever happens, I'll always be on your side. Because that's what it means to be a defense lawyer.
At least I'm not defending myself this time.
That means so much to me to so...
Federal Council! Court is about to begin. Proceed to the courtroom at once. You should go in at once, Ray. If you're late, the judge won't hesitate to pronounce you guilty.
Stand aside! I don't think I've ever seen her run so fast.
Well, Susanoo, you certainly surprised your father. Going to such lengths to be admitted into the courtroom with no prior experience of being a lawyer.
There's simply no other way. That's all there is to it. But father, you haven't told her, have you? I'm right in assuming that Ray doesn't know how it came to this. What?
Oh no. Yeah, that's quite right. I kept the information from her. I'd only worry her if she found out that no other lawyer would agree to take her case. I don't want to burden her with that.
Is it true? The reason why every other lawyer is refusing to take the case? Is it really because of who the victim was?
You mean the girl that killed John Wilson?
We should make a move now too. And as you know, law is my field, but I do what I can to support my student. Thank you, father. I'm Susanoo Mikitoba, judicial assistant. 8 months ago, I accompanied a student of law on a study trip to Great Britain. 2 months ago, due to unforeseen circumstances, I found myself back in Japan. How many times have I wished that he were here, I wonder. Still, I have no choice but to steel myself for the trial ahead. Wish me luck. Now heard us on.
Okay. Alright, how stupid does Susanoo look? And are we gonna get Mr. Ouchie? Mr. Winston? Yeah. What the heck? Oh no. This court is now in session to hear the trial of Ray Mamani.
The prosecution is fully ready to proceed, Your Excellency.
Hold on, I gotta do this. Oh wait, I'm not typing. Hold on.
God damn it! Fuck! God damn it, man! God, fuck! Game sucks, man! This game fucking sucks, man! Fuck! I can't catch the fucking break! Fuck! God, people need to go play Winston, for fuck's sake!
I have to. Oh gosh. She looks so weird. Defense counsel, are you ready? Yes, Your Excellency, what are you doing in here? I thought law wasn't your strong suit.
Ready?
Ah yes, counsel. According to your registration details, your name is Ryutaro Naruhodo. Is that correct?
Sorry?
Oh yes, I had to come up with a suitable male name for you for this little venture. I'm afraid to say I simply put down the first name that sprung to mind. Well, counsel,
Ah, yes, that's right. That's me. Yes, I'm Ryotaro. He who has voyed, he who has vowed to uphold the pride of the great Naruto clan.
Seems Ryotaro may need to consider how better to uphold his manly act first and to not overdo it. And those wild, wide eyes aren't doing you any favors either. Just relax and listen.
Naruto?
First face in this courtroom, if I'm not mistaken. But the name Naruto. Where'd that perchance be?
Maybe thinking of Ryunosuke Naruto, currently in Britain as part of a study program. That is,
His cousin.
that's right. Ryutaro here has been studying in the provinces, but was called to the capital for this trial. I assure you, in manners of law, his knowledge rivals that of any Tokyo preeminent lawyers.
Any of them.
What a pitiful situation. Having been rejected by every lawyer in the capital in the years has had to call it a country boy. How dare you?
Oh, jeez. Hold on. I totally botched that. I'm gonna reread that.
How dare you? Society every big gallon is dashing. You're talking your assistants. I would have you make it fun.
Her!
Please be careful, Ray.
What an unprimed tomboy we have here. But I wonder, is your gallant dashing lawyer up to the challenge of defending you? His wide, skittish eyes very much suggest that he is not.
I'm so nervous. Then I'm standing in his shoes. I'm starting to understand why Naruto-san goes through. But Naruto-san.
I like how she has pink trim on that outfit.
Like her eyes want that to. Yeah. Like it or not, eyes don't want to flit.
I don't know what that even means. Boop, 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 boop. The case is to be heard on this day. It's a matter of great significance to our national interests. In fact, it would be reasonable to assume that the outcome of this trial may well affect the very future of our empire.
Just like the trial 9 months ago. And yet for the proceedings of such importance, we have this unknown Yoko by the dock. Dear me.
Perhaps this would be an appropriate moment for me to assess the defense, to determine whether he is sufficiently competent to practice in this courtroom. No, I don't need a tutorial. 9 months ago, even a certain other Naruto stud standing now. Raise my hand. This same judge tested him as well. Even though he was just a student at the time, not even of law, he passed the test with flying colors. For a trained and experienced judicial assistant like you, this will be easy. So, counsel, do you consent to answering some simple questions? Oh, she's got the same pose now.
It's time to prove myself.
Same smack.
Yes, Your Excellency. Please do make them simple.
Very well. To start with, you will state the name of the victim. Alright, well, here. Oh, wait, hold on. I don't have... It's not giving me the option. Come on.
What's that simple? I can't forget if I tried.
Okay, I'm just gonna skip through all this. Shoes, I'm starting... Blah, 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 blah. So, starting to understand what something else Naruto-san goes through. Like it or not. Minds are... Want the blank! Surprise. Blah, blah. Blah 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 blah. Even a bright spark flicker and falter. I like how they actually changed her name to Ryutaro. Zaba zaba zaba. I know. Cart record. What? I know what button it is. Just give me that button. Yeah, R, freaking R. Oh, I didn't mean to push that button. There we go. Now it's on the screen. There we go. Oh, Postmortem Report. Hold on. I want to see this. Oh, hold on. Time of death, 11th of August at around 2 p.m. Okay, so we're in August. Big Giselle Brett. Yeah, freaking. Well, I mean, at least. I don't want to wish death on anybody, but. She did end up killing someone. Some bad witness statements. A single deep stab wound from behind, piercing a lung, resulting in fatal hemorrhage. Death would have occurred within minutes. At least it was quick. Extreme meiosis. Pupil constriction. Was observed. Oh gosh, ugh. Hold on, I know her name. And the name of the victim in this case.
Yes!
The name of the victim who lost her life in this case is Miss Giselle Britt.
I hope she doesn't say I hope she doesn't pull a Ryunosuke and just say yes the entire time.
Giselle Britt. A name that would never be forgotten in the courtrooms of our country, I'm sure.
Correct. Being a member of our Empire's judiciary, you will be well aware of the significance of that name. So, let me pose another simple question. As you know, Miss Brett was a visiting student from the Empire of Great Britain. Yes! That's why this is bad. And that's the other reason why it's bad. Why then is her name indelibly associated with our Empire's judicial history? Obviously, you won't have forgotten the case from 9 months ago. If it's proving hard to recall the finer points, anything you need is included in the court record.
Obviously, I still remember. That was the start of everything. Giselle Britt, behind the woman student persona, was the face of a killer.
Yes!
9 months ago, a visiting professor of medicine at the Imperial University was killed. And the culprit was Giselle Britt.
Yes, she was the killer.
At the time, our country had just signed a new treaty with the Empire of Great Britain. And it was in the midst of this delicate diplomatic situation that the incident occurred. An Englishman, Dr. John H. Wilson, was shot dead. I believe he was an associate of yours, Professor Mikotoba.
Oh no, I was wrong voice.
Presume she was a... Yes, I was indebted to the man. He'd been my mentor when I went to London to study forensic medicine. Indeed, it was I who invited him here to Japan as a visiting professor at the university. Naturally, the murder of an Englishman on our soil was a matter the government wished to resolve rapidly.
Indeed it was, which is why a secret trial was conducted here at the Supreme Court. A student at Peter University was arrested on suspicion of murder. Second-year English language student by the name of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. With the help of his best friend, a student lawyer, the accused conducted his own defense and exposed a despicable crime committed by Miss Giselle Brett. I didn't think she would come up again. Miss Brett eventually admitted to her crime. However, when questioned about the motive that drove her to take Dr. Wilson's life, she gave no satisfactory answer before the trial reached its conclusion. That's right, I forgot about that.
Immediately after the trial, the British government brought its consular jurisdiction into play. We are unable to sentence Miss Brett according to our empire's laws. Damn it. It was desired that she would be removed to Shanghai in China instead.
Well, okay, well, too bad the dragons didn't exist back then. She would have loved to watch them win a championship.
Why Shanghai?
It's a British consular court there.
What?
Okay. Correct. I oversaw the negotiations personally. The date of her transfer to Shanghai was finally settled upon only last week. Only last week? Okay. All that remained of our empire's obligations was to see the woman safely on board a steamship.
And yet, the very day before her departure, the Englishwoman was killed.
Oh, the day before?
That will do. I'm satisfied with the counsel for the defense. I'm satisfied that the counsel for the defense is sufficiently capable of representing the defendant.
Thank you, Your Excellency, for the first hurdle.
Now, a summary of the incident, if you please. Prosecutor Ouchie.
As is your wish, Your Excellency. The opponent crime took place on the 11th of August in broad daylight.
Mine.
On the outskirts of the Imperial capital, under a bright blue skyline, a secluded bathing spot by the sea.
Oh gosh, bathing spot. Oh no. Hold on. Pretty.
The incident occurred in a small beach hut erected for bathers for the rest, or to rest or change their clothes.
Okay.
The cause of death was a single stab wound to the posterior abdomen that pierced the victim's lung, an injury that proved fatal. There were two persons alone together in the beach hut at the time of the victim's death: Miss Brett in her bathing attire, and the accused, Ray Mambani. Accordingly, there can only be no doubt that the accused killed, especially when we consider that she had a powerful motive. The police arrived rapidly on the scene and promptly arrested the young lady.
Well, that extraordinary description of events leaves me somewhat lost for words, I must say.
That's certainly true. The prosecution's summary was full of words that raised an awful lot of questions. As a lawyer, I really have to pick up the prosecution counsel on what he said.
Yeah, what's the motive?
You're clearly exaggerating. Powerful motive is a blatant overstatement.
It's a yokel boy using long words he doesn't fully understand.
I beg your pardon.
No matter. Let's put this to the queue, shall we? Mambani-san, you're a research assistant at the Imperial University. Imperial University, I believe.
Yes, I am.
I'm working with Professor Mikitoba in his laboratory.
I need a drink. It's freaking Ouchie's voice. I can confirm that the defendant is an excellent assistant with a strong sense of responsibility.
Fascinating to hear. Now another question. Prior to your work with Professor Mikitoba, whose research were you assisting in?
Well, I was studying under John H. Wilson.
Oh no. Dr. Wilson? The visiting English professor who was murdered by Miss Brett 9 months ago? This ain't good.
The accused has a deep-seating respect for her former mentor, Dr. Wilson. Is that not true?
Yes, Dr. Wilson was a wonderful man.
Interesting. Now tell the court what deep-seated feelings you had toward the Englishwoman who killed him.
Well, obviously, I was filled with hatred for what she'd done. A powerful hatred. Oh no, Ray. Be careful of what you're saying. Ah!
The motive was revenge.
Excuse me. Sneeze in the middle of that. Had to mute real quick.
Plain and simple, Your Excellency.
Well, I need time to recover from that. Jeez, that hurt. Ah. Jeez, man.
Well, it was certainly a trap, all right, all along. How I could have abused Ray's undying respect for a former mentor against her like that? I must find out more details. Something we use to bolster our defense. As a lawyer, I really have to.
Oh, okay. We're back to this again. Being alone together.
Embalm me, son. Yes, what is this? Never heard of son.
I'm starting to wish we made my alias Ryutaro Susato. I like that pose.
Please tell the court why exactly you were present at the bathing spot with the.
Jeez, man. Something just like some suspicious came out of my throat and hit the back of my mouth. Ugh, I didn't like that. Ugh.
Please tell the court why exactly you were present at the bathing spot with the victim in the first place. And why were you alone with her?
I'm not gonna suggest anything.
Oh, well, no, that's not true. It wasn't like that at all. There were other people present. A detective who was guarding Miss Britt, for starters. Just ask to accompany Miss Britt as a companion, that's all.
Detective, huh? What happened to me, Mr. Herlock Sholmes, maybe? I don't know. There's no way he can actually be over here.
Let's be clear. At the moment of her death, you were alone together with the victim in the hut. You and no one else. The truth is, there's only one reason why this young woman accompanied Miss Brown on her bathing sojourn. Here's accused last chance to take the victim's life.
No!
Because, as we know, the following day would see Miss Britt extradited to the British authorities in China, in Shanghai. And the accused would never have an opportunity to smash her again.
Kindly refrain from conjecture, counsel.
Prosecution counsel seems to enjoy using provocative terms, tricks like that. But for now, at least, we need to assemble more facts. Try not to let him guard for you.
Oh dear, this is really terrifying. Father's right. We need more information.
Blah, 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 blah. I guess we need to do all these?
If I may, Prosecutor Ouchie.
What do you want, you fresh-faced young yokel student?
I wonder, could you explain, please? You mentioned a bathing spot?
Ha! My apologies. Clearly, my modernity has confused the poor country bumpkin's simple mind. Bathing spots are the very latest trend in health practices from the West. We are told that bathing in the water of the ocean is curative, therapeutic, and excellent for the skin.
No, that's not what I meant. I was referring to the fact that Miss Britt had, to all intents and purposes, been found guilty of murder. Why would a known criminal have been relaxing by the sea?
That's a good point.
For all time's sake, I believe.
Sorry?
Miss Brett was to depart for Shanghai for the following day. Her final wish, as it were, wanted to enjoy a day in a country wonderful coast. And the British embassy put extreme pressure on the government to comply.
Well, on account, would we agree to such a request?
Because, as usual, our government is unable to stand up to foreign powers. Damn it! In matters of diplomacy, it seems we don't even have the courage to decline the whims of a known criminal.
Don't look at me, Professor. It was the government who granted permission, not I. In any case, it was a sign that a dedicated detective on duty, nothing could go wrong.
But in fact, a murder took place.
I said don't look at me. It was a young student girl who did it, not I.
No one has proved that yet.
You wouldn't provoke the man if you don't need to. I believe we have a clear picture of the incident now. Despite her guilt being determined 9 months ago, Miss Britt managed to avoid incarceration and instead continued her research work at the university. Obviously, over that period, she and Ray would have encountered each other on a number of occasions.
See the murderer of the mentor for whom she had such great respect enjoying such undeserved liberty.
Yes, even if it was only temporary until Miss Brett's extradition to Shanghai. You can hardly blame Ray for her feelings of anger and resentment.
Poor Ray.
So, Your Excellency, if you'd be so kind as to peruse this exhibit.
Oh no.
A photographic print that shows the scene of the crime immediately following the grim incident.
Oh gosh. Oh no, is that grape juice? No! Yes, thank you, Counsel. A tragic image.
As you can clearly see, there is nowhere within the hut that anyone else could have hidden.
The court will accept this photographic print as evidence. Alright. As I understand it, the victim and the defendant were alone inside the beach hut at the time. This is deeply troubling, I must say. The finger of guilt points firmly at the defendant.
Well, Your Excellency, naturally the prosecution has much more to this case. We intend to prove that the accused appalling actions beyond all possible contention. To that end, I can confirm that we have multiple witnesses to the crime and damning evidence.
Witnesses? About who?
One of whom, I might add, is a highly respected police detective.
Oh no.
I assure you, the testimony of these witnesses will leave you no room for doubt.
I need another drink. Oops, I bought my mic. Very well then, Counsel. Bring forth your witnesses.
I, Takasuchi Ouchi, have been waiting for this moment.
Sorry?
Oh yes, I haven't forgotten the trial 9 months ago, here in this very courthouse. When that irrelevant little student boy utterly humiliated me.
Flashback! Rest in peace, Kazuma. Can't believe it's been 9 months since then. Oh, and his hair's still the same. Okay, cool. Oh, at least he grew a little spot on his forehead.
Strike the head of a samurai whose top knot has been cut. And the bell of the Cultural Enlightenment tolls. Yes, on that fateful day, my former self died.
Start of your own mini Meiji revolution as you modernize it. Well, Counsel.
Silence! Since I saw revenge back then, there's been a minor miracle on top of my head. Observe the ouchie growth.
I think we found our thumbnail.
You see this scene of hope spreading forth in the bare expanse of my crown?
I think that tiny growth is trying to tell me something. Huh? I'm afraid I really can't see. Where's the hope exactly?
I said silence! Today I face another Yoko student in the Naruhodo clan. Well, I will vanquish you! The victory will be fertilized for the seed of hope atop my head. You have been warned. With that, the prosecution calls the witnesses to the stand.
Looks like the stakes are high on both sides in this trial. The prosecution and defense each have much to lose.
Haircut is hardly comparable to Ray's life.
Gee, I wonder who. Oh gosh, hi, how's it going? We both know both these guys.
Witnesses, please state your names and occupations for the court.
Chief Inspector Satoru Hosanaga, Police Biru. I'm all in disguise, obviously, and I can go undetected. And I am, well, the next big thing in books. Now they're up throughout the capital, in fact. Yes. So, hold on. I am Sasaki Natsumi. Who is this pirate guy behind you? Oh my goodness. The province's police. You shouldn't be in the army. I needn't. So naturally, you feel nervous in my presence. But all of you, please relax. Can we Sasaki even? Yes. What is Sasaki-san doing here? Tread carefully, Susato. The author fellow knows you from your time in London, doesn't he? He exposes you for who you really are. This will be over before it's begun. Yeah, yes, of course, I know. I presume Sasaki-san wouldn't have forgotten about me. I certainly never forget about him. Although it is to me I've changed somewhat in the 6 months, so that I've been since I last saw him. And as for Inspector Hosanaga, that amazing outfit is hard to believe. Do I have something on my face? Oh, your glasses for one. Although they don't seem to be helping you, you see. Thank goodness he hasn't recognized me either. I suppose it's disguise. What's the turtle on your head? I thought appearing in the clothes I was wearing at the time would make for a more faithful testimony. It's my guiding principle to carry out all testimonies flawlessly. Well, I can appreciate why an Imperial Police Bureau detective might have been present. What business does a writer such as yourself have being at the scene, Sasaki-san? Oh, well, you see, I've been asking for the day to give a lecture. On the morning of the incident in the Imperial Yumei University's Grand Lecture Hall notice. At Yumei University? At the lecture, a very pleasant conversation with a researcher from the Medical Science Department. The professors are over there. In fact, was Professor Mikatoba? Yes, that's right. It was arranged by one of the newspapers. They wanted some story on... They wanted some story or other about the 2 former students who'd studied at Great Britain. Of course, being a renowned author, the press never leave me alone. Scripture choice! And scrub my privacy! As you can see, the conversation was bringing up in this newspaper here. Very sure that my professional starting a student friend. I personally plenty of copies. Thank you very much. You practically threw that paper at me. Anyway, what am I going to do, Professor? Hold on. I'm gonna slow you down here. Are you kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me? Are you? Oh, little bitch. Sorry. Look, that's an actual writer. You did it. You did right. I am a cat. It's an amazing word. Okay. Oh, cool. Hey, Rocky. Welcome in. I wasn't paying attention. I don't know how long it's been since you said that, because I don't look at the chat I don't get many chatters over. But welcome in. Better late than never, I suppose. I was gonna like type in a dab emote. Okay. Yeah, there we go. All right. Well, let's just. This is my first time playing Great Ace Attorney 2, no spoilers please. And enjoy my... I'm not gonna say terrible, I'm not gonna say good voice acting, but I'm not gonna say terrible either. Enjoy my voice acting. Alright. The lady in question appeared and made a very unexpected announcement. I should like to go with everyone to see your country's coast. Those were her words. As I explained before, Miss Pritt was never taken into custody. She continued to work in my laboratory, under strict surveillance, of course.
At which utterance, the fixed university immediately contacted the government to seek guidance. And the response was, Permit Miss Brick to go as long as the detective accompanies her.
A detective? I'm a living divulge. With me, Chief Inspector Satoru Hosonaga.
Thereby, the entire party parted accordingly for the seaside, it seems.
It was extremely challenging to clear all the members of the public from the vicinity of the beach. But fortunately, I'm at peak physical fitness at the moment, so... Are you still coughing up blood, perchance? Yes, you are, damn it. I was able to carry out my duty flawlessly. Oh my, Spectre, you! Oh, you do have something on your face now. How unsightly. I do apologize. Does that mean that you went to the beach too, Father? No. Fortunately, I had work to finish off. Unfortunately, of course, meant that my assistant, Ray, was invited to take my place. Of course, being around Alpha, I don't like to decline my invitation. Oh, but only if I would have never seen that awful sight! Relentlessly wrecked by remorse and regret. I like how the other guy has like an ink smudge on his hand. Very well. I must now ask you to present your formal testimony to the court. You will give an account of all that you witnessed on your impromptu excursion of the coast. Please wipe that blood from your mouth. Of course, Your Excellency. Honestly, back my moments and regret. I am. Who do you think you are, Yoda? On the day of the hits, I was ordered on a special surveillance assignment in this disguise. I just managed to hatch the crap when I suddenly heard a caterwalker from behind me. Caterwall. I went into the beachhead at once, where I found the pair in question. Yes, it is! The young girl was ushered in the fingers from the dagger in her hand and stabbed Ollie. As that blood in the blade proved to me that she'd stabbed the victim multiple times. Well, that's pretty obvious. Indeed, it does appear from this testimony that both witnesses here present saw it. Ramona is this heinous crime. What?
Now, if you recall, I promised evidence as well. What phrase did I use again? Ah, yes, that was it. Damning evidence.
What do you have you there, Counsel? A so-called fountain pen, is it? Correct, Your Excellency. I found it at the scene whilst examining the body. It appears that in her dying moments, with her final ounce of strength, the victim clutched a piece of evidence that would possibly identify her killer. What?
Your Excellency, if you would cast your eyes over the photographic print of the crime scene once more.
Yeah, she is holding the fountain pen. Ah, goodness me. It's a glass of grape juice! Yes, the victim is clearly grasping something quite deliberately in her hand. Firmly grasp it in your hand. Firmly grasp it. Firmly grasp it! That's right, the fountain pen. And if you would kindly examine the pen, Your Excellency. Ah! The owner's initials have been engraved in the ebonite barrel. Oh, damn it! R.M. Ray Mbami. The initials of the defendant. Why would her initial... Oh! Same... Oh gosh, same, like... No... Same like, no animation. This fountain pen will be admitted immediately as critical evidence.
So, have I omitted anything? Decisive testimony and damning evidence. There's a bright blue sky outside the courthouse today. Perfect weather to ascribe guilt, I feel.
I don't understand. Prosecutor ouchie of 9 months ago. And none of this man's poise. Counsel to defense. You may begin your cross-examination now. Never heard of son. Oh, yes, me. Is there another Naruhodo in my courtroom?
Actually, there isn't even a single number in your courtroom.
Kyozo Ryotaro, pull yourself together, please.
Alright, I've seen the countless signs of the judicial system. Finding inconsistencies in the witnesses' testimony proves that they're lying somehow. That's all there is to it. It's all a real lawyer is. Would hardly handle a cross-examination. So let's see what I can do.
Alright, at least they're not gonna give me a flat-out tutorial for this. Cause I think I know what I think I know what to do immediately. Hold on. I wish I could go through this quickly. So it seems like they're doing the same like 5 life system that the first game did. Hold on, you know what, I should probably like, should I press through here? 'Cause I usually do this. And like this is funny dialogue.
Hold it!
Okay, at least she's actually saying stuff.
In that Johnny disguise? Correct. Well, you know. I mean, it wasn't me. It wasn't the first time I worn this swimsuit for a dip in the ocean. It's tried and tested. Do what must be done to keep the English woman under surveillance. Those were my orders that day. This try and tested outfit was the answer. Being able to blend flawlessly into a crowd is an important part of a detective's job. I submerged myself in salty water, leaving only Mr. Turtle floating inconspicuously on the surface. Mr. Turtle loves the water.
Yeah, but unless he's a sea turtle, he'll probably die in salt water. Oh, great. A dog wants in. I'll
let you in. I'll let you in, puppy. Puppy? Puppy?
Huh. I swear there's a puppy there. I think definitely scratched my door. Oh well.
But there was no need for you to blend in the background on this assignment, really, was there?
What's going on? Hold on. Sorry about that. I figured out what was scratching the door. It was the cat, and she had her bell was like, the bell on her collar was annoying. I had to take it off. No wonder. Gosh, man.
If that made you late arriving on the scene, I think perhaps you had your priorities wrong. Perhaps I shouldn't pursue this line of questioning any further at the moment.
Moment, huh?
Hold it!
You're describing the victim's screams, presumably, Sasaki-san. In more literary terms, I might say it was a scream that could have pierced the heavens. Kya! With a like. Of course, that's just a metaphor. Right now, I want to describe things as though. Sasaki-san wasn't at all like this in England. Anyway, I spun around of the noise, and the beach hut immediately fell into my gaze. Yes, the beach hut. The area is popular with the government industries. Many have seaside retreats that are there for rest and recuperation. Locals are prohibited from entering the area, so it's always very quiet. The beach hut is a simple structure erected as a place for people to change or take refuge from the sun. Although the English woman had commanded of the hut for herself, which might have forced a change in my swimwear on the set. Ew! I imagine that was rather embarrassing for you. Well, anyway, we tossed the crab aside and headed for the beach hut around the run. Oh, and more than her turns. I don't grab him, I grabbed and beat her on the head to.
Hold it!
Wait, but Perry, you don't mean to say. But how could that be? No, you misunderstand. Obviously, we're the victim and the defendant. Remember me-san. Oh, it would have been helpful if you could have just said from the onset. If you jump to a conclusion, you have to expect to fall flat on your face sometimes.
Dear me, pinning your hopes on such an outside chance. Foolish, very foolish.
It really was an outside chance. Just wish I'd realized that before I'd say something simply.
So, Inspector, why don't you tell the court how exactly you found the aforementioned player in the hut?
Well, it was a sorry sight, a really grisly scene. I parted the Norman curtain hanging in the doorway and stepped aside only to see the defendant leaning menacingly over the lifeless body of the victim sprawling on the sand. My glasses very nearly cracked at the ominous sight that met my eyes.
How thoroughly appalling!
She doesn't appear to be lying here. Well, Sasaki-san, can you confirm what Inspector Hosonaga saying, I wonder? You like a literary man's opinion? I just want to see here. It says, like, she says stab once, right? A single steep stab wound. So, well, first, I want to make sure I actually get a save file here. Oh, cool. I can save over these. No, I'll save in the. Okay, good. It's blue, so it's a different color. I'll be able to tell it's my save file. I like how it's very Inosuke in the silhouette. Yet we're actually playing as Sasato. All right. Well, let's present.
Yes!
Oh, I missed!
Your Excellency, I must object to the witness's last statement. I guess that has to be in the next statement. I thought I would work on both statements. It presented rather more forcefully than I intended to. You work on the other paper for those. You really put me in my place there. Alright, we're just gonna flat out.
Objection!
Objection! Oh, I like how she said yes when I failed, but she said objection the second time. With that accusatory cry just welled up from deep within me, inside me, I think I fully understand. Every time Kusama-sama and Naruto-san have stood here on this bench, the stakes have been very, very high indeed. I like her point.
What is that meaning of that menacing pose, Counsel?
It's the classic Ace Attorney pose. I don't know why you don't know what I'm doing here. I'm just pointing at the witness. I'd like the witness to clarify something for me. What? Where? What? you, Saki-san. My query is directed at Inspector Hosonaga. At me? In your statement just now, you said that the victim was stabbed multiple times. Yes, that's right. As I said, when I entered the hut, the defendant was already standing over the victim, bloody knife in hand, like a murderous demon. And yet, that cannot be. What? Get to the point, please, counsel. She still has a little book. And the postmortem report clearly states that the victim was stabbed one time only. Ah! Just one cough. In other words, Inspector Hosanaga's testimony is clearly flawed. So Saki-san, me? You claim to have seen Mbani-san in the throes of stabbing the victim. Yes, I did. Where are they? Both of you and the inspector have confirmed the same point. There was already blood on the knife that you saw the defendant holding. Yes, and it's quite simple. We know the murder weapon was used to stab the victim only once. Therefore, there's no way that there could have been blood on the knife if that single stabbing had already occurred. True! Now, what exactly is your contention, counsel? Are you ever going to tell us? Yes, Your Excellency. There's only one logical conclusion. What Sasaki said. In fact, saw was not the moment of the defendant stabbing the victim at all, but the moment that the defendant, in fact, withdrew the blade from the victim's body. No, I can't. Hey! Excellent work, Susato. He exploded at them with the objection and then proceeded to pull them apart systematically.
Well, this takes me back.
I missed that objection.
Yes, I seem to remember your cousin staged a scene much like this in a trial 9 months ago. A half-witted child with a half-baked objection attempted to steal the show.
You're right. There are certainly similarities. Except that the so-called half-witted child managed to outwit the prosecution, who was only half a head of hair. Oh, burn!
Slander! My head is quite adequately dressed. In any case, all this talk of stabbing and withdrawing in multiple wounds, it makes not a jot of difference.
What? Why not?
Engage your brain, young man. When the accused first plunged a deadly weapon into the victim, that was the fatal blow. And it was that moment, just as she had withdrawn the blade, ready for her next strike, the witnesses saw. The knife was already tainted with blood because the accused had already stabbed the victim. Huh. I have successfully shown with your little display that the mustache author is prone to moments of extravagance.
Ah! I'm in agreement with the prosecution. The defendant was seen wielding the blade at all. There is sufficient grounds for her actions to be viewed with suspicion. Damn it! But what if she was withdrawing the blade?
Then we are back to where we started.
Sorry?
Consider this, young local boy. If the student girl is innocent as you claim, then why would she have pulled the blade from the victim, and with the demon's cold-blooded composure, too? The prosecution demands an explanation, and it better be good.
Why did Ray pull out the knife?
Oh yes, going for the jugular.
What does Father mean by that?
Let the court hear your answer then, counsel.
The truth is, I don't really know. I have to come up with a plausible reason here. Or we don't have a case. The reason why the defendant pulled the knife blade out of the victim's body was solely that she could stab her again, save her life, hide the knife. Well, I don't think stabbing her again is the right answer. Save her life.
Hold on. We don't have the knife in question in the evidence, do we? So supposing the knife is in her back, and then Ray just walks in. She pulls a knife out, and she would try to, like, where would she try to hide the knife? What reason would she have to hide the knife? What was the other option? To save her life. Well, supposedly, I mean, she died near instantly. And she looks quite clearly dead, so I think it's gonna be hide the knife.
I think it was possibly so that she could hide the murder weapon.
And yet the murder weapon was left there, thrust into the sand of the sea.
What?
Having pulled the knife out from the victim, she couldn't find a place to hide it, so that was her only option, perhaps.
I think, counsel, that you were ill-advised with the answer initially. And you were further ill-advised to preserve— Damn it!
Howdy, I'm terribly sorry. This job is not to be taken lightly. There's just so much pressure.
Just because you're under pressure doesn't mean you can say the first thing that comes into your head.
I'd like to revise my answer, Excellency.
Alright, well. Jeez, look at these different courtrooms. It just looks so different. Let's see. I don't get why she was. I'm gonna say the next best thing.
According to the postmortem report, the victim's death was not instant. That's correct. It's thought she would remain conscious for a short while to sustain the injury.
Indeed, give her your time to take hold of this piece of evidence that clearly indicates her killer.
The point is, being a medical research assistant, Mbami-san was compelled to act when faced with a wounded victim. Instinctively, she pulled the blade out in an attempt to save Miss Britt's life.
That's a good point, actually. Wait, what? Why is everyone saying?
Did you hear that, Your Excellency? It would seem that this was the best we can expect of this young yokel.
Indeed.
Is it just me, or does it suddenly feel much colder in here?
Your Excellency, if I may. Speak, witness.
I would like another opportunity to testify. In respect to this slipshod assertion just put forward by the yokel defense counsel, I mean. Slipshod?
An excellent idea, Inspector. A young yokel hopefully has a modicum of knowledge when it comes to the law, it seems. But in matters of medicine, he appears to possess not an iota of common sense.
I was gonna say, like, you can't, like, take a blade out of the victim's back. It's more blood gets spilled when you take the blade out. It's like in case 3-5, you taking the blade out. It's like sealing the wound so it doesn't bleed out as much. Very well, Inspector. I will permit your request. You will testify again before the court on the subject of the defense counsel's assertion.
Yes, sir. I will do so flawlessly.
Pulling a blade from the wound without taking it could cause heavy bleeding. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
It's basic knowledge that any medical research assistant with an ounce of sense ought to know. In other words, there's no good reason why the defendant would try to pull the knife out from the victim. Let's not forget that the youngster did have a motive for killing the victim. The man the victim murdered 9 months ago, Dr. Wilson, was the defendant's highly respected mentor. Is that what you just said true, Inspector? Could pulling a knife from a wound really cause the wound to bleed heavily? Yes, think of the weapon itself as a stop. Yeah, I just said this. Until a doctor is ready to provide proper treatment, that stopper should be removed. Oh, I see.
This is why Yoko should stay on the farm. Even a quack from some obscure mountain village would have such basic knowledge. Anyone who's ever given someone a little poke with a knife and pull it out again knows it.
Hold on, I'm curious. Push the right button. Look. Okay, well that's her basket. We got this. Ooh, that's her stupid bag when she hit the gun. Oh, wait, was that where she hit the gun? Yeah, I think that was where she hit the gun. It was just a way. You just had to like interpret it a different way because you can actually like see through that. No, I don't see anything. I was hoping to find some sort of like medical supplies on the ground there. I've already read that line.
Oh, well, I never stabbed anyone, you see. Well, portably, I have a wound, so...
Of course you haven't.
I didn't bring you up to behave like a bandit. Father, is that true? Is that true what they're telling me? Yes, it's basic
remedial knowledge from medics. Remedial. How do you... Oh, I don't know how to pronounce that.
Ray would have been well aware of that. She would have claimed ignorance of such fundamentals that would prove fatal in many ways. But then, why would Ray have done it? Wait, why would Ray have done it? Could she have pulled out the knife and fallen out? That would be fatal for Miss Britt?
I don't know.
Ray never once mentioned anything about the knife to me. Seems almost impossible to believe, but could my friend actually have...
Sato,
Yes?
pull yourself together. You mustn't lose sight of why we're here. Counsel, it's time for your cross-examination.
Yes, Your Excellency.
However, I must warn you that if your cross-examination fails to identify any issue with the established facts, I will remove my adjudication immediately afterwards.
I understand. Believing in your clients and fighting for their cause until the bitter end. I knew it would be hard, but I had no idea it'd be this hard.
Okay, we don't have much instrument. I can't believe I'm down to 3 HP on the first case.
Hold it!
You say doing it without thinking could be a problem? Does that mean that if you used due care and attention it would be alright? I wouldn't have thought this needed spilling out really, but the blade is like a stopper in the wound. Remove it, and a serious hemorrhage will occur. In other words, a medic would need to present before any attempt was made to withdraw the blade. Doing it without thinking would be madness. You just can't do it. Oh well. Thank you for such a thorough explanation.
You see, Counsel, when you act without thinking, the result is a bloodbath.
Back to the witness testimony, please.
Hold it!
In that case, there's an obvious explanation here.
Which is...
Clearly, the defendant, Rima Bami-san, does not possess an ounce of sense. What do you think about that, Professor Mikutova?
I'm not sure you should be labeling your best friend as lacking in common sense.
Well, I thought it'd be better than labeling her as a murderer.
I don't know, young people today. If that's friendship, I don't understand it.
Careful, Counsel. A lack of common sense could be a very dangerous thing. I always forgot how big his gavel is.
Oh dear. That recoiled on me rather badly.
That's life, I'm afraid. Listen, everyone must learn.
Hopefully you can see now that this is a really basic medical knowledge. Being involved in medical research, Mbami-san would have certainly been aware of it.
Hold it!
That's the defendant that suddenly encountered somebody she knew lying on the ground, bleeding to death. The sight could have shocked her delicate sensibilities, causing her to remove the blade inadvertently. I really don't think an inadvertent action can explain this. The woman is a medical research assistant. I can't imagine she would have behaved so irrationally. Oh, but rational behavior is a woman's prerogative, isn't it? Oh dear, I have a lot to learn about women. Only a small-minded man could such a bigoted views.
I mean, at least she's disguising herself as a man well.
Oh dear, perhaps I'm letting my male persona take a hold a little too much. Well, I managed to convey the basics now. That should cover the medical side of the argument.
Hold it!
Whatever the motive, just isn't in Mamani-san's nature to do something so awful. She had both motive and opportunity. It's very hard to argue against. But you don't know the defendant.
Objection!
And you, counsel, do not appear to know the law.
Yes, evidence is the only way to convince the court of the argument, not feelings.
With this, fledgling the defender, I would almost say I pity the accused.
So do I.
Spectre, you will reiterate your point about the defendant's motive, please.
Yes, Miss Pritt was in many ways a sworn enemy of Mbani-san. The man the victim murdered 9 months ago, Dr. Wilson, was a defense. Highly respected man adored.
Hold it!
Well, yes, that's true. Dr. Wilson recognized Mbani-san's talent and offered her the position of assistant despite her being a woman. She's extremely grateful to him. Yes, the Englishman appears to have been a very broad-minded individual.
Dr. Wilson had no time for outdated traditions. He met with the opposition, of course, but he believed firmly in Mbani-san's abilities.
Clearly the defendant was in the man's debt, which only serves to prove my point. This is hopeless. I can't find a single crack in this testimony anywhere. Ray knew that withdrawing the knife from the wound would threaten Miss Britt's life further. I just can't think of any way to explain why she did it.
Sato, at a time like this, when it's especially important to remember the fundamentals.
Fundamentals?
And this is what counts in the courtroom, isn't it?
Of course! But I've been through the court record dozens of times already.
I think perhaps you're forgetting something, though. You need to take the evidence at face value. You can and must examine it in greater detail, too. Okay, yeah, this is when it's teaching us to examine it. Blah, 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 blah. I know what to do.
Come to think of it, Kazama-sama and Naruhodo-san was already turning evidence over and over in their hands. Yes, you need to examine things in greater detail with by the look in your eyes, I see it's coming back to you. Go through the court. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah, that's right, because I never actually examined this. It says RM. I can't believe oh, she looks so weird in that picture.
The RM initials are very clearly engraved here.
The fact that Miss Brett was clinging to this pen in her time moments is very clearly a message too.
To identify her killer, you mean?
I don't think there could be any doubt that this is the key piece of evidence in this case. Okay, I think it wants me to actually open the pen.
Take off the pen's lid.
Oh, I mean, it's literally just a pen. I don't know what we were expecting. Oh, I missed!
Oh, I missed.
I don't see anything strange.
Let's go to the barrel, shall we?
Oh gosh. Oh, you mean like that? Okay.
This must be the little reservoir that holds the ink.
Yes, you fulfill it by drawing ink from the bottle up through the nib.
Is something wrong, Father?
Just that there's not be any ink in there, that's all.
Oh yes, you're right. It's pretty much empty. Well, it could be on the verge of running out, I suppose.
Okay, so now we know that's running out. Okay, good. It actually now. Okay, that's good to know. It didn't do this in the original. It checkmarked that. Okay, so now that we know that it didn't have that much ink in it. Well, that's not gonna help us in this case. Oh, I guess we can look over this.
There's a newspaper from Sasaki-san. Seems to be an important article on the back page as well. Exclusive! Deadly poison stolen from Yume!
Oh no, not again!
Amazing medical research. Father, isn't that your lab?
What the? Let me see that. The poison's been stolen?
It's this morning's paper that Sasaki-san gave us. Are you saying you didn't know?
As embarrassing as it is, as for the head of the laboratory, I didn't. I've not heard of any such thing. Where on earth could the reporter have gleaned this information?
Come to think of it, there's no article mentioning the story in our paper this morning, was there?
Highly toxic poison we've been working on is in the strictest confidence. Is it the same poison from the first game? I put Ray in charge of the project. Oh!
Ray! She was managing it?
What's written here is true. It means that she tried to hide the theft from me. Moreover, the details were leaked somehow.
I don't believe it.
I need to read this article very carefully. Alright, well. Okay, it didn't actually let me examine this before. It just gave me a close-up on this. Alright. I see.
Roush's England returnees tell-all. This is the interview with you and Sasaki-san, isn't it, Father?
Yeah, okay.
This is all you. It's quite an exchange.
The freaking cat. Wait, how did you get the cat back? Yeah, how in the world did you get the cat back? The cat stayed in Great Britain. Yes, he was keeping it a little over animated when he was talking about his time in England. And he's freaking dabbing on the screen. The photographer managed to capture the moment in his hand dabbing me on the neck.
I hope you weren't hurt.
Okay. Glorious Bull! Oh, I don't even have a badge, I just realized. So now, oh, hold on. So now we know about the back of this. Oops. Blah, 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 blah. Hold on, I need to... Hold on, I don't want to accidentally get into the tutorial. There we go. But I didn't just mash A. Oh, okay. Oh, this is the back of this now. Oh, here we go. Okay. Following a lecture you made by Susaki Natsume on the 11th of August. Oh gosh. Susaki had a lecture. It's come to light that a very disturbing incident took place. A deadly poison being secretly developed in the university forensic science laboratory was stolen. In the smallest amount, entering the body via the mouth or via a wound from a poison-laced blade would prove fatal in minutes. Current methods cannot detect the newly developed chemical. The university would be consulted. Yeah, it's the same poison. Onset of symptoms occurs in minutes, starting with impaired breathing and ending with acute contraction of the pupils prior to death. Yeah, such symptoms would be suggestive of this toxin. It's apparently an entirely new synthesis of alkaloids and rumored to have been commissioned by the military. Oof. Well. Well, now, hold on. Now we actually have a reason why she would pull the knife out. Maybe she would pull the knife out to. My reasoning here: she pulled the knife out to examine the blade to see if it has like any traces of poison. That's my try. Yeah, it worked too.
No, there is one possibility. One very good reason why the defendant might have decided to withdraw the knife from the victim's wound. What?
Ha! Yoko not only has a poor grasp of the law, but is also a poor loser. Tell us then, what possibility do you think you've identified?
It's here. This newspaper article. An article about deadly poison having been stolen from a laboratory of the Imperial University.
The victim perished from a stab wound. Poison has no relevance in this case.
But
Prosecutor Ouchie, you will let the defense speak.
About a newspaper article. The court cannot rely on any kind of hearsay from the wretched publications carry.
Counsel for the defense. I'm going to need some tangible basis for your claim. You will indicate to the court precisely what part of the newspaper article mentions you affirms your assertion.
Your Excellency.
yes, of course. Thank you. May we never have done something to further Miss Brett's life without just cause. Reason why the defendant pulled the knife out is explained in the article where it says,
Oh god, really? Why do I have to do this? They think tiny quarantine.
the article reveals the following property about the poison in question. When the toxin enters the body on the knife laced with poison, it's rapidly absorbed and causes death in minutes.
Are you suggesting?
If the knife used to attack Miss Brett was laced with this very poison, it would explain why the defendant, Bambani-san, would have withdrawn the blade as soon as possible. Yes, the truth is, it was an attempt to stop the poison from entering the victim's body.
What?
This is complete utter nonsense.
Not at all. The defendant withdrew the knife blade from the victim's body, not to accelerate the woman's demise, but to save her life. And the prosecution cannot deny the possibility.
Have you now read the Postmortem Report? The cause of death was hemorrhage. The word poison appears nowhere in the document.
Well, that's... It's because by acting quickly to remove the blade, the defendant prevented the poison from taking hold.
Oh, please! This is clear desperation. The weasel's last breaking of the wind. Poison has nothing whatsoever to do with this case, and I believe the defense is well aware. We have no proof that the information in this wretched newspaper article is at all reliable anyway.
In that situation, what the student should have done is wait for medical assistance to arrive. But instead, he claimed she suspected poison and took the potentially lethal decision to remove the blade. She must have had a strong reason for her suspicions then, or the argument makes no sense.
Exactly. Well put, Inspector. How about grounds did she do it? Yoko?
Why did Ray suspect that stolen poison was involved? If you want grounds, I'll give you grounds. What?
You can't possibly.
From your expression, counsel, it would appear that those are not empty words. But naturally, as you stand in this courtroom as a lawyer, you must be aware that words alone, empty or not, are of no value in our modern justice system. The court demands evidence.
Yes, Your Excellency.
I'm well aware of that, and I'm well aware that we could save and not make, even though I only have 3 HP and not like 1.
I've seen it many times from my place at this side of the Old Bailey.
In that case, counsel, you will present the proof to the court now. What evidence demonstrates a clear link between this case and the poison newspaper article? Are we gonna present the fountain pen or something? We only have 5 pieces of evidence to present, so I feel like it has to be the fountain pen, unless this is, well, no, I mean this is literally the same newspaper article as this. Oh, I think it has to be the fountain pen. How exactly would you explain this piece of evidence connection to this paper article?
In truth,
I'm not really sure. Oh, damn it.
my father taught me to ask my elders when I was in trouble. So I thought I should ask your opinion, Your Excellency.
Ah! His Majesty Counsel, I suggest that before indiscriminately thrusting evidence under my nose. I'm gonna thrust it under the nose of the professor on your side!
I think he means you.
Good grief, thrusting that under my nose isn't gonna solve anything here. I like that.
You must use your head. The article in the paper has details of the toxin. Now, where have you seen similar details? There's nowhere come to mind. I mean, I also searched the evidence looking for that.
Oh. Okay, so it wants me to present the autopsy. I'm overthinking things, because I know in the autopsy it says extreme meiosis, pupil constriction. Yeah.
Take that!
I was asked the court to refer to the notes section of the Postmortem Report, which reads, extreme meiosis, pupil constriction, was observed in the victim. Clearly, being a yokel with no knowledge of forensic science, I have no idea, so please do tell me. Presumably, the fact that this condition of the victim was noted in the Postmortem Report means that it's an unusual symptom of death?
Well,
Under normal circumstances, the pupils dilate when someone dies. There's an extreme constriction instead. That's most certainly unusual, yes.
what are you doing, you Yoko detective?
In the newspaper article, there's the following information about the stolen poison. Onset of symptoms occurs in 10 minutes, and with acute contraction of the pupils prior to death.
What?
The defendant, upon seeing the victim stabbed in the back, happened to notice that the pupils of Miss Brent's eyes had constricted severely.
Yes, as a medical research assistant, she would have suspected poison immediately, without doubt.
Prosecutor Ouchie, I think you'll agree. This is very compelling evidence. Yo.
Yoko student, Yoko professor!
believe the defense has expertly demonstrated a credible reason for the defendant's actions.
No!
Yujin Mikotoba. Yes, Your Excellency. I believe you are best placed here to confirm or deny the veracy of the defense counsel's argument. You will tell the court the truth about the details reported in this newspaper, please. It pains me to have to admit it, but I'm afraid I don't know. You don't know? The toxin was kept under lock and key in my laboratory, certainly, but I'm unaware of any theft. Do you mean to tell a court that reports of this theft are unfounded? No, Your Excellency. Without returning to the laboratory to investigate myself, I couldn't say.
Ha! Listen to the bubbling academic. Unaware of the secret state research from his own workplace until he reads of it in the newspaper.
I take full responsibility for the incompetence of my supervision.
Pitiful situation for a university professor. You should have more control over your students, rather than allowing them to kill sprees.
That's totally unfounded. Oh, who's that? Oh, you? What? What are you doing here? Wait, what? Why do I say what are you doing here?
No, this is Professor Mikotoma's fault. It's all my fault.
Ray. And Bonnie-san, you can't stand accused here. Outbursts like this will not be tolerated.
What? It was me. I was the one who noticed that the poison we were developing had been stolen that day.
What?
So you knew. I had been placed in charge of overseeing the project. It was the day the professor and the Sasaki-san were interviewing together for the newspaper. That's when I noticed that some of the poison was missing. Just a tiny amount it was.
Why don't you let me know immediately?
I was scared. The whole project was supposed to be confidential, but some of the talks had somehow be taken. So, I decided to try to get it back before anyone else found out. But I had a very good idea who the thief was.
The thief? You don't mean?
Yes, of course. It's a dainty English woman.
Mrs. Gelbrett? Yeah, she killed the other guy. Well, no, she didn't kill the other guy with poison. What, did she? Did she kill the other guy with poison? Yes, she did. Yes, she did, because he had gone to the dentist that day. That's right. And she slipped some of it into his coffee or something. So while it's not poisonous to drink, it went into the wound in his mouth. Yeah, now I remember. So yeah, she did use the poison to kill him. Mr. Gelbrett.
That's why I decided to join the little group of people going to the seaside. At the beach hut, I confronted Miss Britt. She just sat on the stool in the back of the hut, smiling sweetly at me as if she knew something was she was untouchable. I know who stole the poison.
Well, now, whatever you mean. I forget what voice I used for her.
And then, she suddenly got to her feet, before falling to her knees in front of me and then collapsing on the floor. That's when I saw the knife in her back. I couldn't understand where it just happened. And then, a moment later, I was seized with fear. Pupils in her eyes had straight to tiny pinpoints.
I don't believe it. In other words, you realized that the victim was suffering the effects of the stolen poison.
My mind started racing. I hadn't seen anything past Miss Britt's lips whilst I've been with her, which left only one possible way for the poison to enter her body. On the blade of the knife in her back.
That train of thought was what spurred you to withdraw the blade.
bloodstream was small enough, she might still have a chance. That's what I'd hoped. Really? I'm so sorry for staying silent all this time.
The attempt to hide the truth of what happened is not something that can be overlooked. However, I have duly noted the courage with which you confess in the end.
Thank you, Your Excellency. It's barely perceptible, but I do think the balance has shifted a little here in this courtroom now.
Objection!
Oh no!
Your Excellency, do not be deceived. The victim just collapsed before your eyes, you say? Well, then, Body-chan, if that's the case, perhaps you can explain how Miss Brett came to be stabbed?
Well,
You have no answer because the simple truth is that you stabbed the victim motivated by revenge.
Objection!
but you have no conclusive evidence to prove that assertion, do you?
Oh, I have evidence. And it's very much conclusive.
Oh no!
What's the prosecution counsel up to? It's brief, but he hesitated for a moment there. I'm almost sure of it.
That's a good. That was very astute. You produced the aforementioned evidence at once, Prosecutor Ouchie.
Props and praises, dear young Yoko student.
What?
I'd imagine that there would be no need for me to submit this evidence.
Oh no, I see what's on that already.
But you brought this on yourself.
What the?
The more damning shot exists. The cruelty in the air, that beach is almost palpable. Who took this? It looks like it's through the grates.
This evidence, more than any other, reveals the true extent of the accused murderous nature. What shows the precise moment that Mamadi-san plunged her dagger in the victim's back.
No, that's not true. No. I don't believe it. Ah!
Order, order, order! Counsel for the defense, it was you who was responsible for that shrill scream that just pierced my courtroom.
Perhaps this voice is yet to break? These yokos are slow-minded, so immature.
I'll show you who's slow to mature.
Careful now. Susato is starting to show her face here. It's often said that a picture is worth 1,000 words, and here we have ample proof. The court will accept this extremely cognate photographic print as evidence. Incriminating photograph!
I can't believe we said a photograph like that. I best leave it in the time. Such a stark image, I'm genuinely lost for words. Wait a minute! I don't understand. How did you? Who took that photograph? Ray.
Objection!
That's of no importance here. Stop trying to divert attention.
Oh!
Objection!
That's an absurd thing to say. It's critically important. Whoever took this photograph was a witness to Miss Brett's death. This court must be allowed to hear this person's testimony.
Ah!
Oh, hope to uphold the defense's demand. The prosecutors will reveal the identity of the person responsible for taking this photograph at once.
Well, I'm afraid I can't do that.
Pardon?
You see, it's been arrived at the late police bureau headquarters by express post yesterday. But there was nothing to indicate the sender's name or address. The purpose of this print is unknown.
Ah, damn it. Goodness. Excuse me.
We didn't understand that, counsel. That in full knowledge of the fact that this photograph has the murkiest of origins. You nevertheless believe it fit for submission as evidence in the Supreme Court?
Yeah, that's why he hesitated. When you first produced that print before, notice that you hesitated for a brief moment. Because you knew that it wasn't completely reliable evidence, didn't you?
Silence! You a Yoko student blabbering professor! What matters is this is the plain truth that this print so eloquently expresses.
But the defendant has already admitted to pulling the blade from the wound. Clearly, this isn't the moment that the knife was plunged in the victim's back, but
The moment is withdrawn. Don't waste discourse time with your ramblings.
I need a drink. Indeed, without knowledge of who produced this print, we have no means of verifying the claim. And the scene it captures is without doubt the most compelling evidence presented to the court. If the defense is unable to shed any further light on the matter, I believe the conclusion is clear.
oh no!
Sato, this is time for you to fight. If what you've established so far is true, then there can be no doubt. This photograph shows the moment the Ray withdrew the blade from the victim.
Yes, we just need to prove that somehow.
You have plenty of time to ruin the defeat on the slow train back to the provinces. It's at the ruin of the day you came up against Takasuchi Ouchi in a court of law.
If I can't determine who took this photograph, then the trial's going to come to an end. There must be a clue somehow. There must be some way of working out who took it.
Well, counsel,
Your Excellency, the party question is who took the photograph, and the truth is...
who took the what? Is that what we're... Hold on. What's the angle? There is a crack like at the very back. But that's not the right angle. Ah, what? Hold on. Ah. Blah 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 blah. It's got the same crack on the screen. I have the answer.
This isn't about whether I can or can't come up with an answer now. I simply have to. The identity of the person who took this dramatic photographic print is, I assure you, something the defense can and will reveal.
What? No! You can't possibly! But, as you so boldly claim you can, please, do enlighten us.
Fortunately, I'm unable to present a name.
How utterly underwhelming. Do you really believe you can?
However, I'm unable to present evidence. The defense has a piece of evidence that reveals important details about the photographer's identity.
What?
Very well then, counsel. Present your proof to the court. What piece of evidence do you claim reveals something about the identity of the mystery photographer? What is that? The newspaper again. Rakshas England returnees tell all.
It's not the headline that's relevant here, Your Excellency. It's the photographer. It's the photograph.
Lower this graph.
If you look at it closely, you notice that there are some white lines on the right-hand side.
Ah, yes, indeed. They'd already caught my eye as it happens.
Huh, what of it? A shadow of some kind, presumably, with a branch of a tree like
You idiots. There are no trees growing inside my laboratory at the university, I can assure you.
Now, if you look closely at this photograph,
gracious!
Yes, exactly the same pattern of lines is presented on the photograph too.
Well, that tells us nothing. Yes, it's a shadow of some kind, definitely, from the branch of a tree.
There won't be any cheese growing inside a hut in the beach council. What's quite remarkable about it, that the two patterns are absolutely identical. How could such an extraordinary similarity have just transpired? The curious matching pattern appears on both prints as a result of a freaking camera defect. What? Some tree branches. Photographic techniques. The camera lens is broken. Obviously, must be due to a problem with the camera used to take photographs.
With a photographic device.
Yes, we can confidently say that the camera's lens must be scratched. And that the scratched lens causes unwanted lines to appear on every print taken with the device.
In short, the two photographs under consideration here were taken with the same camera.
But there must be hundreds of such camera devices here in the capital. It would be utterly impossible to identify the owner of this particular one.
Objection!
I think you're forgetting, Prosecutor Naoji, that one of the photographs featured in a newspaper article.
A newspaper article. Ah!
That's right. The author of the article is mystery witness to this crime.
What? Wah!
I didn't see what exactly said. I'm just blurting out. Oh, hi. I see why you're called a Rashus England returnee.
What are you yelling about? You've already testified.
It's Minimino! I tell you! Minimino! Mini memo? Mini memo. Oh. Freaking memo. Me! Mo! Sasaki-san, what was that? Did you say Minimino? It was on the return to the brand. A report from the show you has been hounding me, following me every move. A report by the name of Reitan Minamino. Yes, hounding me. Put that down! Now that he mentions it. We did say secretly spy. So it's not this dude. Could that same reporter be? Is it this guy in the back? I can't to the left down. I know to the right. There I am, stuck in the middle with right in the middle. So you're saying that this picture was taken by Minuno? Yes, my lord, yes, XY. Officer, find this newspaper reporter at once. Bring it in my courtroom. We were adjourned for a short recess in the meantime. Is that the... Oh, yes, Your Excellency.
As you say, Your Excellency.
And one more thing. I want this knife, the Mer weapon, examined for traces of poison. Jeez. Why are we just now getting the knife? You'll now solicitate the assistance of the Imperial University's medical department for the task. Understood?
Meh. Minimino!
To be continued. That's a good place to stop. I don't want these to be too long. I feel like is this gonna be? I wonder if this is gonna be as long as the first case in the other game, because that was that was 3 sections. That was really long. My voice is strained. It's 11:30. I don't want to go too late. So yeah, I think I'm gonna end this here.
Rionis, get off the screen. We're playing as Susato. Oh, thanks for tuning in, Rocky, for whatever short time you were in. Uh, so, and for those watching the VOD, I will see you guys next time. Bye bye!